Ladies and gentlemen, do we have to sign it if you want to speak? Oh, if there is time. Okay, thank you.
Well,
The public hearing's canceled.
public hearing will be canceled.
Oh, boy, am I behind?
No,
Well,
you're not
I'm
behind.
behind.
I just found out an hour and a half ago.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so it's the other shortened one?
yeah, it's
There's,
just the rest of it.
Marita, there's agendas right there. Oh, okay, yeah.
It'll be a lot shorter. Yeah, you're gonna get this better. Maybe. You might have bought yourself some time. Call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Stuart Victor,
Here.
Linda Colbert.
Here.
Levi Ridge.
Here.
David Elmers.
Here.
Shannon Weaver. Here. Robert Hanson. Here. Lucas Walter.
Okay, can I get approval of the agenda?
I have a comment on the agenda. Mr. Chair, under old business, it says that it was tabled. At our previous meeting, we didn't table anything because tabling limits the rights of the minority. And to do that, it takes a motion, a second, and it's not debatable, not amendable, and it takes a 2/3 majority vote. And we didn't hold any votes other than the vote to proceed with the amendment last time.
You've been doing some studying.
No, that's 4-H.
Okay, so with that,
So remove it?
Yeah, well, so it'd be on the agenda and it would be on the minutes, because our minutes reflect that it was tabled and our agenda reflects that it was tabled.
Okay, so remove.
But if in fact we were to table something, it would take a motion, a second,
Yes,
and then
yeah,
proceed
yeah.
right to a vote.
Yeah, I agree.
so what are you, what are you trying to strike here?
I'm just pointing it, I'm just pointing it out that we didn't table it, so I don't know how we fix it.
So just
What-
strike the word table.
I suppose that would be appropriate, but I mean, we said at our last meeting that we were gonna set up a public hearing for the permit at this
Yes,
meeting.
yes.
So like, today, we were gonna decide when we were gonna
Correct.
hold a public hearing for this meeting. And by the way our agenda reads, it was almost like we were gonna make a recommendation today.
Right, because it asked for a motion for recommendation to the county commissioners. And I have two on my minutes set up for hearing at regular meeting, which is today.
So basically, the old business, it would have been review of the flicker tail permit.
I would say that
Is
would
that-
be all it is,
Yeah.
because there's no recommendation, no vote happening.
Right.
So strike the word tabled.
And then
And
the
then
motion.
motion to approve or deny.
And then on the minutes item table, take off.
Give me 1 second on that. So then on our meeting minutes, I mean, if you wanna
We'll,
go in.
we can, well, let's
Should we wait till we
approve the
go
agenda
through
first.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, so with that change, now could I get approval of the agenda?
Well-
Excuse me?
Go ahead, Glenda.
Then should we strike the public hearing. I mean, I still have.
Yes.
Yes. We need to also strike the 8:20 AM open to, open public hearing.
and
Discussion
then-
on the,
Obviously, we don't need to do that, we can't do that.
Right.
That's true.
But if it was, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, but if it was noticed as a public hearing and somebody wanted to speak, it would be,
Because it wasn't advertised properly, it's basically illegal. So we really can't go into the public phase of it. Is
We'll
what,
have to.
is what I'm being told.
right, we'll have to reset
So,
another date
oh, okay.
for
So,
the public hearing.
okay, we're
and have
keeping
it-
the public comment period open.
Yes,
which
we
is
have to, because
delaying.
that's just our
Yes.
regular
Okay.
meeting.
Yep, yep.
so I have a question.
Okay.
It's because everything changed this morning. So it wasn't noticed properly, is what you said. So then there won't be the public comment period, or the public hearing.
correct.
Was it not, did it make it into the paper, or just didn't make it into the paper long enough, or?
I will explain it, but it
Okay.
didn't make it in there long enough.
Okay, yeah, as long as we're gonna cover it later, I'm fine.
Yeah,
One more thing, sorry. Lisa, okay, we're gonna add Lisa Thompson, under new business to discuss,
Senate Bill 2027.
thank you.
Everybody will like that.
really. Okay, do we have enough changes to approve the agenda now?
I'll move to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
Oh,
We got a motion, and you guys can duke it out on the second.
Yeah, whatever.
Any more discussion on it? Any more discussion? Any more discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carried. Okay, the issue on the advertised public hearing. Basically, because of the ordinance change, which we dropped the ball on, it's a 2-week advertising period for an ordinance change instead of 1 week. That was brought to our attention just last night. Timing wasn't very good, but it is what it is. So, although it looks like everybody got the message.
Is it 10 to 14 days though?
It says 10 to 14 days, yes, in our ordinance. Century code, excuse me. So, and legal is not here, so we absolutely legally cannot proceed. I apologize for everyone for coming and making the effort. We appreciate you coming, but we will have to try this one more time around. We all sat here and we discussed this, so there's really no fault of anyone in particular. We all talked about it, we just didn't pick up on it. So, again, I apologize, and we're doing the best we can with what we got. So, thank you very much for coming. Okay, then we are gonna move,
Can I?
go ahead.
Well, so in our zoning, I thought it said that we had to advertise amendments for 1 week. Is what I found in our zoning, so is what you're saying, our zoning and what the state century code says are in conflict?
It sounds like our ordinances are old. We
Okay.
probably need to do some updating on it, but it sounds like we're just a little bit outdated.
Okay, because I was pretty certain that in here, at some place, it said 1 week.
In our ordinance,
In
yeah.
our ordinance, okay, because,
And that's the problem.
because for noticing for Granfield, for the same type of thing, they'll have to adjust also. Okay.
So, okay, anything else on that? We're gonna go into discussion on David Almer's potential conflict of interest. Becky?
Oh, yes. So, last meeting, everyone disclosed their conflicts of interest, so we have to ask you the same question we
Yeah.
asked everybody else. Do you think that you have a conflict of interest?
I don't.
Mr. Chairman, before the board addresses conflicts of interest, I respectfully request the opportunity to submit factual exhibits.
Well, let's see here. I don't know what to do. I would say no.
Well, I would encourage you to read North Dakota Century Code 440422. When you guys are must disclose those interests and may not participate. The important thing is that I don't think it's been described what pecuniary is. Even, I read Ashley's email to this board and to the commission.
Yeah, and you're gonna have a chance to do that in your
No, but
public comment
you're
period.
going through the process of disclosing conflicts of interest and ignoring evidential facts. And that's all I'm asking is to present these facts before you proceed.
Present the facts.
Thank you. Now, again, it's important to understand pecuniary interest and how the courts look at this. It's based on facts. It's not based on whether you will receive anything or have received anything. There's two things it looks at. It's fact-based, and then the courts look at a reasonable person standard. And the reasonable person standard,
Larry, I'm gonna cut you off.
well, listen,
This
I
is all
think
the
this is
time.
important with these
You
facts.
think everything is important, but
Well-
we do too, but we will get it corrected if there is a problem. Thank you.
Okay, so for the record, Mr. Chair, I submit these exhibits for the record for conflict of interest disclosure. They are factual, public source documents
Okay.
relevant to conflict determination.
Moving along, we're going on the public period. You have a 3-minute max of 15 minutes total. After 3 minutes, you will ask to sit down, and if you do not sit down, you will be asked to leave. If you don't leave, we will escort you out. Larry, you are up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Zoning board members, this board has already recommended adopting state minimum requirements for Eddy County. I want to say plainly that that is important, but that is the ground floor. This is the base ordinance. And I believe by not building off of this is a mistake. State standards are the minimum. They are not a plan. By relying on minimum requirements, the board failed to address how industrial wind towers should be permitted on agricultural land, including the conditional use permit process required to install them. This failure is now obvious. Instead of having zoning board rules in place first, the county is now being forced to piecemeal zoning changes to accommodate a specific wind development permit. Zoning is being rewritten after the fact, not to protect the public, but to make a project fit. Zoning must be done before permits. Planning must be done before projects. When minimum standards are adopted without comprehensive plan, the result is exactly what we're seeing today. Reactive decision-making, confusion, and loss of public confidence. Critical issues have been left unresolved. Setbacks that can permanently eliminate future property development, enforceable decommissioning requirements, and protections for non-participating landowners. These issues should have been addressed up front, not patched together now. The board's responsibility is not to fix a developer's problem. It is to protect the county, residents through thoughtful, comprehensive planning. I urge this board to acknowledge this mistake, stop the piecemeal approach, and do the work that is required that was appointed to do the work that you were appointed to do. Adopt zoning standards that are complete, defensible, and for everyone. Thank you.
Okay, David Fife.
Morning, Board. These meetings are peculiar. There's outstanding litigation over some of the exact same issues. Minimum setbacks, reverse setbacks, no county noise ordinance, no nuisance ordinances. Why not resolve that first? Fix the legal mess, then move forward as a county. Where is there any protection for a rural resident hit with flicker or noise? The remedy should not cost thousands out of pocket or force them to move. The PSC is not the solution for noise or flicker. It's not equipped to handle individual rural complaints. Look at the first section of the Eddy County zoning ordinance, 1.2, purpose and intent. 1.2.1, to protect public health, safety, morals, comfort, convenience, prosperity, and general welfare of Eddy County, North Dakota. No mention of economic development. 1.2.3, the purpose of this ordinance is to promote the health, safety, and welfare of the people of Eddy County. It is intended that the establishment of this ordinance will promote orderly and non-conflicting uses of land and property, protect property rights, ensure the provision of adequate public services, and promote conservation of land, water, and other natural resources. No mention of non-resident landowners over Eddy County residents. No mention of NRABC negotiating for townships or the county. The ordinance is for the people of Eddy County, not developers, advocacy owners, or community groups. I've heard twice now at meetings about a new roof for Osprey Hall in Cheyenne. Odd, since they just installed a new metal roof about 4 years ago. I've also been told these turbines are so quiet. Then why not attach a nuisance noise ordinance? That should be a no-brainer unless you sign an agreement with the governance clause that makes you an employee of the Flicker Tailwind over Eddy County. If they're truly silent, adding a noise ordinance costs nothing, refusing to add one speaks volumes. At the Brown Memorial meeting, it was said anyone within a mile would be compensated. Then the setback dropped to the state minimum. I suppose that's why the NRABC letter of intent went from 22 million down to 13 million. Look at the mess around the Courtney and Wimbledon wind farms. They're still down. Might be an issue when the checks unexpectedly get stopped by Mother Nature. Ashtabula, now in phase 4, what this board does or doesn't do may haunt you or your family member in the future, as this zoning is county-wide. County-wide. A zoning ordinance exists to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Eddy County people, not to facilitate development at our expense to put wind turbines in a select few pockets. Please enforce it as written. Don't overlook the facts. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Wells McGifford.
Good morning, zoning commissioners. Thank you. I know it's been a lot, and unfortunately today, we were supposed to have a hearing and another challenge. I guess what I'd just like to say is, on behalf of Flicker Tailwind, we want to get this right. We followed an orderly process at this planning commission, the county commission. This is not an opportunity to reopen the zoning ordinance. The need for an amendment was brought forth by the county. This was not brought forth by the project. That needs to be clarified. The county decided they wanted to amend this zoning ordinance. This wasn't a request. We did, when that was noticed, that we did provide some language related to that. What I can reassure you is all of the safety measures have been thoughtfully put together. The state of North Dakota, your own zoning ordinance has all of the protections. You might hear that, oh, it's not enough, it's not good enough. I think you're hearing that today, and that's not accurate. We do fully support the just process. We are patient and want to work with the community. We've been doing so. We've been involved in this project for 8 years. I think at some point, it's just people don't like it, and it's not about health and safety. So I want to reassure you, we want to do everything to protect the citizens in this community. We've been collaborating very closely, and we put our best foot forward, and we do support the county commission coming to the right outcome as far as how we want to proceed with this. So thank you for your time this morning. Our council, due to the change today, had a conflict in his schedule, so you won't be here today speaking after me.
Okay. Amanda Hagelin.
What is your why for seeing this wind development project through? And just as importantly, what is your why for trying to stop it? My why is simple and it's personal. Many of you know that my husband and I are not originally from New Rockford. I grew up out of state and my husband graduated from Maddock. We have a farm and ranch 20 miles from New Rockford. We had choices and we actively chose New Rockford. We chose to raise our family here. We chose the New Rockford Cheyenne School District, and we chose this community. My why is building a place where young families want to stay, where new families want to come, and where longtime residents can continue to live, work, and thrive. My why is creating a community strong enough to support not just this generation, but the next and the next after that. A truly generationally thriving community. So I have to ask, what is the why behind trying to derail this project? At what point does opposition stop being about safety and wellness and start being about something else? Is it about money? Is it about control? Is it about jealousy? Is it self-serving? Or is it about resisting change simply because it's change? For many of the landowners involved, their why is clear. Their why is preserving their farming and ranching legacy for future generations. Their why is stability. Having a secondary source of income in an increasingly volatile ag economy. Their why is survival. And yet we continue to see stall tactics, misinformation, and mudslinging accusations. So the real question before us is this: why are we allowing a select few to jeopardize the largest economic opportunity our area has seen in decades? What is the why? Because my why is a stronger New Rockford and Cheyenne area, a sustainable future. Mine is the most opportunity for our area, and for a community that doesn't just hold on but moves forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I guess basically we're going down to the approval of the minutes. We got meetings on October 14th, which was regular meeting minutes, and then November 13th, 25, and December 29th, special meeting minutes. Are there any questions or discussions on them?
Because I don't have any until the last meeting. Okay, let me.
I was just gonna say, are we gonna go approve meeting by meeting, or are we gonna approve it a batch?
Well, we can go meeting to meeting. I mean,
It's up to you.
I would say let's do the whole batch, but
Okay.
I don't know how I roll, but
There was one amendment made earlier to the meeting minutes, correct?
29th.
That's right, yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna let Levi, if he wants to address that.
on the
since he
29th
did.
of December.
Correct.
That would have been the last page in our book. Yeah, so in the meeting minutes, it says there was discussion on the review of the flicker tail permit. No action was taken, item tabled. I would say,
Okay, where you at? Where you at?
The last
Item
page
table.
of the,
I would say strike item tabled from the minutes. And
That was the same as before, didn't it?
right,
basically, yep. Yep, because we discussed it, there was,
no action taken.
there was no action taken, but for our tabling, we'd have to do something different.
Okay,
Right.
okay, that's on the December 29th minutes.
Well,
And then we have the November 13th minutes. That was a special meeting as well. Any discussion on those?
On the 29th, I also would like to point out
Excuse me, oh, 29th again.
Yeah.
Okay,
For my conflict, Glenda Collier having received funds from PRC to rebuild the theater, I have not received any funds. Not the business, Rockford Theater, or myself. NRABC might have, but this is.
I don't know about that for sure. I thought there was a $10,000.
Not to me.
I thought there was a 10,000, yeah, well, we'll look into that.
Okay. So,
So for the purposes of this meeting, if there's a conflict on how those words are stated, do we not approve those minutes at this meeting and,
wait till the next, our special, when we have the public hearing,
I mean,
have her check into it or something?
because
Question that.
So,
I got
Yeah.
what are you saying?
Well, I'd propose a solution that if we need to dig deeper into making sure that December 29th minutes are factual, we could move to table the approval of the December 29th meeting minutes until our next meeting.
Okay, so we got
Table
the
this one?
November, excuse me, we got the November 3rd,
Let's vote on.
let's do them one at a time.
Yeah.
November 13th meeting.
Or you want to start at the beginning?
yeah,
Isn't that
I'll move
October
to
14th?
approve
Oh, shit,
the
sorry.
regular meeting minutes of October 14th, 2025, unless there's any other amendments from the board.
Okay, I'm sorry, I had my dates wrong. Okay, there's a motion on the table to approve the October 14th minutes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on it? Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? Motion carried. That's October 14th. November 13th. We got Is there a motion to approve the November 13th special meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion.
We got a motion and a second on the November 13th meeting. Any discussion on that? Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. December 29th meeting.
I'll make a motion to table minutes from December 29th meeting.
We have a motion on the table. Is there a is there a second?
I'll second it.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion on it?
No discussion on tabling.
Okay, no discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, then we're going into new business. Lisa Thompson.
Morning. Just coming to give you an update, in the last legislative session, Senate Bill 2027 was passed. I spoke to you briefly about it at another meeting, how they were changing things up. The Department of Water Resources actually hired a company called Houston Engineering to help us through this process. And to make it a little clearer as to how we proceed, I have to have this whole process wrapped up by the end of June. But basically, Senate Bill 2027 took my section of floodplain zoning and removed it from you guys.
Darn it.
So I will have a standalone ordinance. You guys will have your zoning ordinance. You'll still have to come to me with permits, because I have to sign off on if projects are in the floodplain, if they need to have a permit for what they're doing. But the Senate basically did all this work for us, other than this little bit.
The floodplain didn't change.
No, nothing's changed with the floodplain. Nothing has changed as far as how we're doing this, other than we have to change our ordinance to move floodplain zoning out of regular zoning. And then with that, we had designated this board as the board that would come to if someone had a complaint or, let's see, you were the appeals board. So now we have taken and moved that from you to the county commission, or that's what we're planning to do. We're gonna have a public hearing in February to get this all done. Then I have to certify with the state who all I'm covering, which is the same as what I was covering before. It's just now that I am the person directly that all of this will come to, rather than coming to you.
We don't
Yeah.
even, do we approve it at that point, the pass-through? No?
The Senate has already, with 2027, it's century code. So in the ordinance, I have taken out zoning, replaced it with county commission. I have also replaced the section in century code, and then we had to add an amendment, because the next part of this is that typically, or originally, floodplain management went to the lowest level of government, so it went back to townships. The Senate also took that away from the townships and brought it back to the county. Eddy County, every township had already signed over to us, including the city of Cheyenne. New Rockford still does their own floodplain management. But I just wanted to give you a heads up where this is at. I will still come to your meetings. If there's still something you need, I can help you with it, but my ordinance now will be separated from yours.
Question, why isn't New Rockford under you?
Because New Rockford chose many, many years ago to do their own floodplain management.
So we can look
And
into
most
that.
cities, the most bigger cities do.
Okay,
If you're looking for a change, that's something that would have to come up to the county commission, or the city commission.
Yep.
Then you'd have to deal with the county commission to decide how they wanted to proceed, because that would be a whole nother layer
Gotcha.
of
Okay.
work for me. So,
Okay, sorry.
any questions?
So we don't have to have a public hearing to strike that out of our zoning
Century Code pretty much has
Pretty much.
done it all. We're going to do
Right.
the public hearing
for the county.
at the county level.
Yeah.
But yeah, according to Ashley, this is the direction
Right.
that we need to do this. And we'll have our hearing, I'll get the papers and everything done, and then, like I said, I'll continue to come to your meetings in case there's ever any questions. but you will no longer be the appeals board. And, yeah, so, anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
We should- Are we gonna pick a date to redo the
Well, I think
public
we should,
hearing?
I think we should take a step back here and, we tried to pick a date before.
I know.
I think,
Well, we were going by our ordinance, and now Century
was?
Code.
Who was?
Well, I thought we
Oh,
looked at
like,
our
sorry.
ordinance.
like when we were in the basement the other,
yeah,
Yeah.
we knew, we read our ordinance and we looked on the calendar and then apparently we're in conflict, but
Right.
would it behoove us to slow down a little bit and?
well, let's, I think we should. And we'll send a message out to everybody when we figure out exactly when the transcript can get the dates out, right? Isn't that kind of the format of what we usually end up doing? And once that's laid out, we pick a couple options of days, go from there.
Shouldn't the board be picking a day?
I don't care, I'm just saying we're not gonna do it wrong again.
I got a question, just for clarification, this meeting, that date that we're gonna pick is going to hear the amendment that was brought forward at the last meeting
Of the zoning,
of zoning, to amend
Yes.
zoning to include wind energy conversion facilities in 5.3.17 or whatever it is. That's what we're gonna have a hearing on.
that's what we're gonna have the hearing on, yes.
Okay.
Well, whatever, I mean, if you guys wanna try to pick a date right now,
I'm fine.
I don't care. Does anybody, Shauna, you got,
I'm very comfortable making sure that, Ashley has reviewed whatever we do to make sure that.
I mean, I'd feel a little bit better about it that way. I mean,
Yeah,
again,
I'm-
we sat here and then because of our ordinance and lapse of century code check, we screwed it up, so let's take a step back and do it right,
Sounds good.
okay? Okay, anything else? Otherwise, meeting adjourned.
So probably looking at February, I would say. We're due.
Well, it's gonna crowd February, yeah.
Because I mean,
Whatever that is. What do we got today, 12, 13?
so today's the 13th, if they get it, I mean,
Published
Ashley's
this week.
not either. Well, that comes out, so that has to come for the 19th. Second, 26th. So you're looking at something in June. I mean, that's what I'm thinking, but, yeah, I'll let Ashley look at it, but.
Just wanna get it rolling. Actually, was it on the agenda? This is wrong. We screwed up. I wish we would've got it right.
I got there and found it, my neighbor was like,
I got a question. Just like. So. I don't wanna match this up with the meetings. It would make, I mean, so on the 22nd, you know, we got
What?
of December. So we got the 22nd of December. So,
He's just asserting that I have a conflict of interest because I work for a power company.
my conversation with Becky. I'll let her. I mean,
So,
because.
no, this is my LinkedIn profile.
Action takes a couple of months to go. Meeting dates before. So,
So we didn't reject it.
well, so that's what my next question's gonna be. So, I mean, if it was.
Thank you guys for being on the board. This is a very, very different board than I'm on. I'm on the museum board and everybody's so nice, they all volunteer.
Thank you, Marita.
Yeah, thank you.
So my question is, so, I mean, it came out as an impressive. And my thinking was, how does one person or two people act?
That's exactly what I said.
So you get what I'm saying?
Nobody should have asked it.
So basically, then when Becky calls me, I'm like, how the hell does that work? Because I said,
Well, no, it was rough.
It absolutely does not.
and I don't think the state's.
So it's different.
No, I know that. We could have had that conversation. We shouldn't have had the meeting